So the buckets are out all over New England right now. In this case, it's just a private property where a friend of mine is harvesting his own along with several neighbors, and they got their own sugar house. So let's go down there and check out the progress in the making of a little bit of maple syrup. There's some nice little taps there. Buckets are hanging. And there it is. You can see the steam coming out. Bob told me it was going to boil for 8 hours today. Now, these guys have done themselves proud here, as they say. Look at this. Where did you acquire this thing?
Oh, it came from Vermont. No, it actually came from Southington.
Oh. Southington? Yeah. By way of, well.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
Good stuff. So
yeah, it came from Southington. We got this, and we got a big barrel for collecting the sap with a double funnel so it doesn't splash.
Right.
And a bunch of buckets. And then we added a lot of used buckets that we got.
That you've been picking up as time goes by.
Yeah.
Oh, Quebec?
Yeah, because they used to.
Quebec. Sorry.
Yeah.
So we got a good day for sugar here. Look at what absolutely a good day for sugar looks like.
Yeah. And this is a red maple, so it only has like 2.5% sugar content compared to a sugar maple that could be 3 or 4.
3 or 4. All right. Yeah. Well, we can use almost every maple except for those darn Norwegians. Yeah. And the stripers. Don't try with those.
So we'll be collecting today.
Yeah, this is awesome.
We'll collect during the week.
Whoa, okay.
If it's running.
Right.
And we'll store it inside here.
So here's all of our raw, or just maple sap coming out. I'm going to do a dip. And you can taste a little tiny sweetness. Just a little tiny. I remember one time as a kid, there was an ice storm back in the 80s, 70s.
Yeah.
And there was a maple icicle hanging off a tree. Yep. And I remember going up and taking that icicle and sucking on the icicle going, this is sweet. And I wonder if that's where the first idea came from in the head of an American Indian native person long ago, right?
That's what they say. That's what the legends are.
This is a sweet, because we have our ice storms and we have our winter damage, and it's just a happy accident that you all of a sudden discover something.
Yep.
And then the idea of going through the process, though, is a whole different story, because you're going to take one of these barrels, and that would make how much syrup?
This is about 55 gallons of sap, and we have about 3% sugar in there. So this will make maybe a gallon and a half.
Gallon and a half out of
about
that.
55. Yep.
So you think about the amount of boiling that you need to do to get that down.
Yep. We have a gas-powered pump.
The pump is taking it up.
And we pump it up here.
Yeah.
And if you want to look at this.
All right.
So we have plumbing coming in here. And we have a filter bag to get rid of
anything that happened.
Bark, a little bit of pine needles.
Right.
Yep.
And out it comes through. It's going to get stuck in the filter, and then this is going down through that right there.
Yep. It's gravity feed into the evaporator. When we first started 25 years ago, we didn't filter it because we said, we're going to boil it.
Right. That's what I was thinking myself just now. I'm like, well, you're going to boil it, but.
Yeah. So, and we made syrup. It tasted good. We brought some of ours up to Quebec.
Oh, no.
And we taste tested ours against theirs. And I said, it tastes okay, but it tastes a little bit woody. And that's where the light bulb went off.
Right.
The bark and stuff.
Right.
It's almost like boiling tea. So we said, filtering. Filtering is important.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Of course, at the same time, there might be somebody that develops a taste for it.
Yes.
I like my sugar to be a little woody.
Yule Gibbons, right?
Yeah.
Some parts
you and I are of the age, right?
Yes.
That we remember Yule Gibbons. Most people don't know.
And you can see that the sap is pretty clear right now.
It sure is, yeah.
near the end of the season, it starts getting milky.
A little
as
cloudy.
More bacteria builds up.
Oh, right. So then the boiling is even,
It gets to be a stronger maple flavor
Does it?
in this season.
Oh, okay, cool.
At the beginning, it's a light sap
Mm-hmm.
syrup, and that's good for making maple sugar and stuff.
Okay, so the later season boil is better for actually making maple syrup to pour on a pancake.
Yeah. Yep.
Got to keep feeding it. You know, in the primary sources, I researched native people, right?
Yeah.
Indians. They're boiling it in hollow logs and bark vessels, etc. And there are 3 instances that I have found of children who are playing around because they're trying to lick the lip of the bark, and they'll either be terribly scalded or killed in the sugar making process. This is the primary sources from John Giles and James Smith and all that. 1750, 16, as early as 1690.
It's also a lean time of year.
Well, it was the starving time for them, yeah. So you think about it. You're so hungry that you're going to tap and then boil, and just to get enough calories to get through the next 5 or 6 weeks before the fish come up the river.
Yeah.
You know. But that's called boiling right there. That's why I was. It's called a rolling boil.
25 gallons an hour. So one of the traditional ways of controlling that froth, because it's the sugars start to build that kind of a netting of bubbles, and it'll literally boil over just like a pot on a stove. They used to hang a piece of salt pork on a string to the ceiling, and when the bubbles would touch it, it would heat up. And
Oh, that's so cool.
things would put a couple drops of fat in it. We don't take.
You can also use half and half.
Yeah.
With this little extension to shelter the wood and keep it dry, and this beautiful south exposed porch with the curing teak chairs. What a beautiful place to hang out while you're making your sugar. We have a roiling boil here, and it's starting to get color. Look at, an amber. Cool. So you got the thermometer, Bob, right here.
We have, it's syrup when it's 7.1 degrees above the boiling point of water.
Ah,
So that's typically
100 degrees Celsius.
well, 219 degrees F.
I prefer the Fahrenheit myself.
Yeah.
It gives me more units to work with. And if you're in Europe, you're using Napoleon's Celsius over there. You all think you're so smart, but you had to get rid of Napoleon. But you kept his metric system, you guys. Oh, it's so brilliant. The Europeans.
We also have a hydrometer.
Yeah. Now, Paul was showing me that last week.
Yeah.
Scott broke one last week.
That's a new one because I broke the other one.
Oh, no. What do they run you for those?
Oh, I think around $25.
China hasn't gotten into them yet. 3 for $9. Or three for. So he's going to show us the specific gravity of that.
So there's a red line where it says hot point.
Right?
So when it floats right here,
That's when you know you're in the maple
60
syrup.
Yep, the 66% sugar,
Really something else. And,
and that's 66 by weight, not volume.
okay. So what do you call this?
This
What's
is
it
a
called?
Evaporator.
An evaporator. All right. 'Cause I'm like, is it an oven? Is it a boiler? What do you call the thing?
Yep.
And this came up from Southington, Connecticut.
Yes.
Of course, it was made in Vermont,
Yep.
and then it slid its way down to Southington, and now it's here in Suffield.
And you can really smell this. If you were in here, you've got this beautiful, sweet smell. It's not really strong, but you can smell the sugar. Probably because there's some forming on the edge.
Yeah, it's
too.
flashes on that.
Now, once upon a time, I tapped a couple of sugar maples in my yard, and I got a couple buckets, and I boiled them on my stove. And I got a tiny little bit. I boiled it all day long.
Yeah.
It was fun, but you guys have taken it to the level that it was meant to be taken to. I got to go in here and investigate the museum. And this is cool because you have the sugaring history here, right? So we can see, and when they started this in 2000, they got 5 gallons. And then you can see 14, 17, 23, 35, 60. Seems like they had a couple bad years. Then they got 83, 43, 23, 72. It's all about the year. You know, what kind of a season are you going to have? As Bob was telling us, you want the nighttime temperature to drop into the 20s and the daytime temperature to get up around 40 or even a little higher. And if you do, it really gets the sap running. And there's really no damage done to the trees. So when we tap these trees, we're not really hurting the trees. We can tap them every year.
Yeah, every year. It affects about 3 inches of the circumference of the tree.
Yeah.
So the general healthy rule is you want the tree to be bigger than the bucket, and then it can withstand that. Then the next year, we find the tapples are small enough it heals in a year. And then the next year, you go to the left or the right and up and down.
Okay.
Fresh, clean wood.
Right.
And then that gets encapsulated. And then if you cut a tree down, it's been tapped for decades, you can see the tap holes. Right. And the healing
That's taking place because, yeah. Symbiotic relationship.
Yeah.
Right?
Don't be transcription of it.
Tree. Now let's address the most frequently asked questions in the maple syrup business. Are we going to have a good season? The answer goes like this. If there was plenty of moisture last summer and the trees were not stressed, allowing them to produce and store plenty of sugar. If the weather turns out just right, giving us a long season of freezing nights followed by warm days, and if there's a good snowpack so that the soil is not frozen and has plenty of moisture, then the answer is yes. There's a good chance we're going to have a good season this year. Note the use of the words good chance. Got to hedge your bets in the world of agriculture, right? So we're at the point?
Yeah.
Yep. Do I,
And watch these bubbles come around.
and when the bubbles kind of change, because the step here is pushing it through the hole here, and then this way. Now it's going in. Look at that. That's pretty good. Density?
Yeah, yep. So it's weight for density, and it's that red line.
Yeah.
And we'll,
Oh, now that smells good. Sweet maple syrup. Did you boil last week?
yeah.
So is this your
Last week was the first week.
Okay, so this is the second week. So we're looking at sugar maples, swamp maples too?
Red maple too, yeah.
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 Anything else? Any other kind of maple work for this? Or
Everything other than Norway.
I was going to say that. I when I was coming in, I said it. From what I can imagine, every kind of maple will work,
Right.
other than maybe striped or Norway.
Yeah, and
Striped or never get that big.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
But Norway, I didn't even realize the invasiveness of those darn things. They were one of the first things that Massachusetts declared to be an invasive tree.
Actually, here, there's some here. Let me see your spoon.
We're going to sample.
This is already cooled down.
Oh, man, I wanted a blister.
right where it says grim.
Speak to me. Speak to me.
One of the filters full.
Very good.
Just a spoonful of sugar. Help some medicine go down. Some medicine go down.
Wow. Wow, that's buttery.
Then once in a while it starts foaming up.
Oh, that's something else.
No real recipe. It's just the density of sugar that you want. That's it. Higher. Let's go in like
Wow.
70%.
Well, by that time it's hard sugar, so then you can make, and that's what they did. Syrup is essential.
No joke. That's seriously good. Wow. I never had maple syrup that good.
Isn't it?
It's not even in the same league as other maple syrup. Like that's buttery and that's sweet and it's got the maple in it and it's not Aunt Jemima. Wow. So this theoretically, you were saying to me, Bob, might be the last boil of the season.
It might
possible
be.
if it doesn't get cold.
Yeah. We lose the freezing nights, and
That's what it's about.
Yeah.
So for southern New England, it's a short season. And I was thinking last week when I was here, it was a perfect, and it just stayed that way, right?
There's a good chance, right?
Yeah. That's exactly, we read the quote.
Right.
So it's really cool. It was a real privilege for me to be here and check out what these guys have done. Yeah, the operation. I hope to be a regular. Next year I'll be able to pitch in and lend a hand.
All right.
I won't have to say that I'm recovering from an operation.
You were going
But thank you very much, you guys, and I'll see you around.
All right. You didn't make the cut.
So seriously, how awesome is that? And the syrup is outrageous. They gave me a pint last week for a quart, and oh my God, it's so different from Aunt Jemima.